This video is intended to show you the movements that are difficult to describe in the back mechanic book. Movement and exercise can decrease or increase pain. Use the guidelines in the back mechanic book to guide your decisions on which to do and which to avoid.
The first step in getting you better is to stop the irritation of the pain triggers and allowing them to desensitize. These are the techniques of moving well. The first test to help you find your pain trigger is the seated compression test. So sit nice and tall on a stool and grab the seat pan with your hand, and you're going to pull up several times as we change posture. So try and pull up the same amount every time. So pull up on the seat stool, and that will compress your back. Most people, this does not generate pain, but in some people it does, but make a note of your reaction. Then flex your spine and slouch. Drop down, but not so much with your neck, more in this part of your mid-back. Some people will experience pain and discomfort right away, proving that a flexed posture is the pain trigger. Now we're going to discover whether the spinal cord tension matters in your pain mechanism. We'll flex the neck and look down and look to either side, paying attention as to whether or not that increases or decreases your pain. If it increases your pain, it shows cord tension is part of your pain mechanism. If you pull your head up and that decreases pain, you know that there's something to do with cord tension lower down that's causing either back pain or radiating pain. But in some of you, about 5% of you, looking up like this will actually increase your pain, which shows us there's a neural underhook of a nerve root lower down the back as described in the book. The next test is the standing heel drop. You will stand relaxed. Now I know this is difficult, but let your belly go. No bracing, just bleh. And go up on your toes and land on your heels, which will cause about 1.5 times body weight of a compressive load in your back. So if you're very tender, be a bit careful. And did that cause any discomfort in the back? So note the discomfort. Now let's see if we can find a strategy to reduce the pain sensitivity. I'm going to ask you to put your fingers just not down the front of your tummy, but off to the sides a bit, and try and push your fingers out. Push your fingers out by stiffening your abdominal muscles, just down a little bit. Good. Now keep that stiffening tone and repeat the heel landing and perceive whether your pain is less or more. Was it a little bit more or a little bit less?
Less.
A little bit less. So right away we're finding a strategy to reduce your pain sensitivity. Let's say the pain increased. That shows your spine can't tolerate much compression yet, but it may like a bit of stability. So let's try a different stiffening strategy. Remember the old hitchhike position, so externally rotate or turn your arms out and pull down with your pec and your lat muscles, but don't try stiffening so much through your tummy. And now repeat the heel. And less pain.
Less pain.
Yes, boy, less pain. So there is showing us now the pain mechanism and a strategy to reduce the pain sensitivity. The next test is the prone tummy lie. Lay on your tummy on a table or on the floor. Now turn your head one way and see if this is increasing your back pain or decreasing your back pain. Then try turning your head the other way and seeing if that makes a difference to your back pain. If this is increasing your back pain, try pushing your eyebrow down into the table about 1 kilo, 1.5 kilos, or for my American friends, 2 or 3 pounds. That adds a little bit of stiffness to the front of your spine, and that will show you if that helps to reduce the pain. Then put your hands stacked under your forehead. So stack one hand on top of the other and put them under your forehead to start, and see if that helps to relieve the pain a little bit more. Now put one fist under the chin. and that elevates the back and extends it just a little bit more. And we will see if laying with extension starts to reduce your symptoms. The next test is the standing extension test. Stand nice and tall and work yourself into an extended posture. Lift your head slightly and go into extension and see if that triggers any familiar back pain. Then try and rotate, dropping into one corner, so to speak, and then we'll go to the other corner, and I can feel a bit of stiffness there. Is that causing a little bit of pain on that one side? So now we do the stork test to see if we can take the pain sensitivity away. Stand on this one leg and try not to shoot the hip. Nice and tall now, and we're going to go back to the pain trigger. And is the pain more or less?
Less.
A little bit less. Standing on one leg organizes these muscles to add a little bit of stiffness to help stiffen out the pain trigger. The wall plank. You will stand and place your elbows on the wall, so you have a little bit of a lean. Now, the first objective is to learn what is lumbar motion and what is hip motion. So lumbar or low back motion, try and lift your tail and tuck your tail underneath. Do you see how this is changing the curve of the low back? You will find that perhaps one of those positions causes pain and another position is relieving. So find your position that causes no pain. We call that the sweet spot. So now you've learned not only how to isolate your back motion, but how to tune that motion into a curve that doesn't cause pain, or at least is less pain. Now learn to hold that position by just a little bit of pushing your belly out, or that idea of stiffening your abdominal muscles. Now use your hips. Move your hips to the wall so all the motion is occurring about the hip joint. So in your mind, you're very clear what is hip motion and what is low back motion, and tune the combination of those two to find that pain resilient posture. So stand up and turn around and face me. So next time you're at the grocery store pushing the food basket, you now have a strategy. You know where your pain is when that familiar pain starts, and just pause for a second and curve your back to find that pain-free position. The standing weight hold will show pain triggers associated with compression and handling external objects. So take a load of about 5 pounds perhaps, or 2 kilos, and hold it close to your body, and then extend your arms, noticing if this increases your pain sensitivity. That increases your pain sensitivity when the load is away from you versus when it's close. And the reason is the weight didn't change. What changed was the distance. So the line of gravity is working down through the object straight down. As you move that object away, the perpendicular distance to the back increases. And it's that perpendicular distance that requires much more muscle activity in the back, and that imposes compressive load. So let's now see that once you've identified your pain trigger, can we find a way to make you more resilient? So this time, remember from the previous test, you found the curve or the sweet spot where your spine is most resilient. So go back to that curve now and start to add on top of that perfect sweet spot a little bit of pushing out to stiffen your core muscles that support your back in that sweet spot position. So find the position, tune your core muscles, and now repeat holding the load. Is that better or worse?
It's better.
Thank you. The pelvic motion test helps us find the combination of muscle usage, position, and motion that triggers back pain. So we're going to start just by holding your hands at your sides like this, and now roll your pelvis to tuck your tail underneath, and then roll your pelvis the other way to lift your tail out behind. And pay attention as to whether it's a position that causes pain or it's the motion that causes pain. So I'm assuming because of your previous tests, you will have a little bit of discomfort as you tuck underneath, which is actually flexing your spine. Is that correct? All right. Now we're going to add just a little bit of load to that. Not all of you will need to add load, but some of you won't find that very exacerbating of your pain. But now we just raise the loading on the test, and this will bring out the pain in a little bit more clear fashion. So now we've added 45 pounds down the back. Just repeat. I'm assuming the pain is
greater.
It's much greater with a little bit of load, and that's all we need to do. So we found the pain now with, it's the position, not necessarily the motion. Or as you were traveling to that position, was that travel also discomfort?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The last test is the standing posture assessment. Place your fingers along the two ribbons of muscle in your low back, perhaps your finger and your thumb in this case, and you'll notice that you will be able to stand nice and tall and find a position where those muscles relax. Now, bend forward just a little bit and you'll find immediately those muscles become hard and active. They are adding load to the spine. Now, get back to the upright position, the stacked spine position, and those muscles are quiet and relaxed. Now, as an exercise, poke your chin, and you'll find that those muscles come on. Pull your chin in and stack your spine, the muscles come off and relax. Now, slouch your shoulders, and you'll find immediately those muscles become hard and active, and then stand tall and stack your spine, and the muscles become relaxed once again. So you're learning now that if you have muscular cramps contributing to your back pain, you found a strategy to find the posture that allows those muscles to relax and take that cramp away. By now, you should be getting a clear vision as to what is causing your pain triggers, together with some clues as to what you can do to mitigate the pain. Return now to the Back Mechanic book. Follow the section on assessing your personality type to make a decision whether you're doing too much exercise or not enough. And if you're still having trouble, now's the time to take the book to your clinician and get them to help you assess some of your pain triggers with a bit more complexity. Perhaps you have 2 or 3 pain triggers, but if your clinician gives you a pain pill and tells you to go to Pilates class, for example, that may help you or it may hurt you, but they don't have the expertise to guide you out of your pain. You need a new clinician. So let's continue on to the next module and remove the cause of your pain triggers and help you to desensitize.